Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you all enjoyed my reviews this last weekend on Iron Man 3. Reviews of Iron Man 3, which I didn't care for, and which I thought the two movies, The Lone Ranger and RPD, which I did Epic Ransom because I hated those movies. But anyway, remember guys, my YouTube channel is Levi McNally 93 with a mask profile picture. And I just want to say happy 63rd birthday happy birthday Jim Carrey. I think he's 63 today. Great actor, one of my favorite comedians of all time. If not top three, one of them. So, but anyway. Very funny man, and just wanted to wish him a happy birthday. But the mass profile picture, that is my, and thank you guys for 69 subs. Keep on subscribing, guys. We're getting close to 200. My goal this year is to get to 500, so I'm hoping this year we're gonna start off that well. Um, anyway, guys, what I've been doing on my YouTube channel, if you haven't been watching or if you're starting on my YouTube channel, just to let you know, my name is Levi McNally. Levi McNally, that's my real name. Or you can just call me Levi. And all my reviews, is just my opinion. That's all it is. Don't take anything personal. I say you're always welcome to disagree with me. I'm respect. You respect my opinion. I respect yours. We can agree to disagree. Here let's just be respectful. Be respect me. You know, we don't talk about politics on this channel. Just movies, TV shows, and anything to do with entertainment and movies, like physical media, DVDs and Blu-rays. We can talk about that. Or video games, but no politics and no bickering like children on here. We don't. I don't have time for childish comments on this channel. I don't have time for trolls either. But anyway, what I've been doing on my YouTube channel, guys, the reviews I've been doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. I've been doing what I call the 2010s era superhero reviews. That is superhero movies that came out in the year 2010 to 2019. And I am on the year 2013. Like I said, my last one was RPD. It was based on a comic book, and I say the characters like superheroes, but that film is awful. In 2013, what I remember was not a very good year for movies, but like this movie wasn't great. This is actually a good movie. This is an X-Men film. Well, it's the 2013 superhero film starring Hugh Jackman, directed by James Mangold, and it's the sixth installment in the X Men film series. It's the second installment in the trilogy of Wolverine films. Uh, after X Men vs. Wolverine, which that film sucks. It's awful too. But this one was a lot better. It's somewhat of an improvement, but it definitely was not a great movie. But it's a good movie. I do enjoy it, and that is the Wolverine, where Wolverine goes to Japan. This was a good movie. Now it's not perfect. There are problems, but I'll get to that in the course of the review. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is the second installment in the trilogy of Wolverine movies. It's the sixth installment, the sixth X Men film in the X Men film series installment. Yeah. For the production, Hugh Jackman says there are so many areas of the Japanese story. I love the idea of the kind of anti-hero character the outsider being in this world. I can see it artistically to full of honor, tradition, and customized. And someone's really anti all of that and trying to negotiate his way the idea of the samurai too. In addition there, it's really great in the comic book. He gets his ass kicked by a couple of samurai, not even mutants. He's shot by that at first. In September 2007, Gavin Hood, director of X-Men Wolverine, speculated there will be a sequel which will be set in Japan. I don't think Gavin was not involved in this movie, thank God, because he did an awful job directing. You know, I don't think he was. Let's see. Nope, he was not involved with X-Men vs. Wolverine. I mean, he directed X-Men vs. Wolverine, but thank God he didn't have no involvement with this movie. He didn't direct it. Yeah. But it was speculated there will be a sequel. During one of the post-credit scenes of the film, Logan Wolverine is seen drinking at a bar in Japan. Such a location was the subject of Chris Claremont and Frank Miller's 1982 limit series on this character, which is not in the first film, as Hugh Jackman felt. I guess this is with Frank Miller. It had to be dark and bloody. Yeah. But anyway, what we need to do is establish who Logan is and find out how he became Wolverine. Jackman said that the Claremont Miller series is his favorite Wolverine story, one Japanese art. Jackman also stated, "I won't lie to you. I've been talking to writers. I'm a big fan of the Japanese saga in the comic book. During filming of X-Men vs. Wolverine, Jackman assured Kevin Durant that he would come back as Fred Jake Dukes the Blob in the sequel, with his character now being the Samurai Wrestling Japan champion of Japan. His Wolverine visits Tokyo, but these plans never planned out, as Duran reflected in 2024. Before X-Men vs. Wolverine release, Laura Sher Donner approached Simon Buffy to write the script, but he did not feel confident enough to comment. By May 4, 2009, Jackman's company C Productions were preparing several projects, including a sequel to X-Men vs. Wolverine to be set in Japan. but neither Jackman nor Steed as a production credit on the Commander 2013 sequel. On May 5th, 2009, just days after the opening weekend of the X-Men Wolverine, the sequel was officially confirmed. Christopher McGuire, who went uncredited for his work on X-Men, was hired to write the screenplay for the Wolverine sequel in August 2009. According to Charlotte Donner, that is the wife of Richard Donner, the late Richard Donner, by the way, who directed Superman the movie, and the reason we have superhero movies today is because of how successful and how well Richard Donner made that movie, along with a great casting crew like Christopher Reeve. But anyway, the sequel focuses on the relationship between Wolverine and Mariko, the daughter of the Japanese crime lord. Okay, so she is a comic character. The daughter of the Japanese crime lord, and what happens to him in Japan. Wolverine would have a different fighting style due to Mariko's father having this stick-like weapon. There'd be samurai, ninja, katana blades, different forms of martial arts, mano a mano, extreme fighting. We want to make it a TISA, so I think we'll be shooting in Japan. I think it's like the characters will speak English rather than Japanese with subtitles. In January 2002, in January 2010, the People's Choice Awards, Jackman stated the film would start shooting sometime in 2011. And in March 2010, McGuire declared that the screenplay was finished for the production, starting in January the following year. Sources indicated Darren Osowski was in negotiations to direct the film, but Brian Singer turned down their offer. I don't know why. Maybe at the time Singer just didn't want to make another X-Men movie. But I think he did go on to direct the next one after this. A year later after this, that'd be X-Men Days of Future Past. In October 2010, Jackman confirmed that Pavelski would direct the film. Jackman commented that with Pavelski directing, Wolverine 2 would not be unusual, stating, "This is hopefully for me, going to be out of the box. It's going to be the best one. I hope well." I would say that, but I really do feel this is going to be very different. This is Wolverine. This is not Popeye. He's kind of dark, but this is a change of pace. Chris McGrath, who wrote The Usual Suspects, I think that starts the Sean Connery was in that movie. He has written the script so that he'll give you a good clue. Honestly, he's going to make it's fantastic. There's going to be some meat on the bones. There will be something to think about as you leave the theater for sure. But the film was scheduled to be press photography in March 2011 in New York City before the production moved to Japan for the bulk of shooting. While Jackman in 2008 had characterized the film as a sequel to Origins, Mafreski in 2010 said the film, now titled Wolverine, was a one-off rather than a sequel, which is a good thing. Also in November, because that movie, Origins Wolverine, like it sucks, Fox Film Entertainment sent out a press release stating that they have signed Areski and his production company Cardoso Pictures to a new two-year deal, overall deal. Under the deal, Prodops would develop and produce films for both 20th Century Fox and Fox Searchlight Pictures. Avowski's debut picture under the pact that would have been The Wolverine. In March 2011, Avowski bowed out directing the film, saying in a statement, "I talked more about the film with my collaborators at Fox. It became clear that the production of Wolverine would keep me out of the country for almost a year. I was uncomfortable being away from my family for that length of time. I'm sad that I won't be able to see the project through. It is a terrific script, and I was very much looking forward to writing with my friend Hugh Jackman again." Fox also decided to be in no rush to start the production due to the damage in Japan. Despite this, Jackman said the project was moving ahead. "It's too early to call in Japan. I'm not sure why they're not, so we're finding another director, but Fox is very anxious to make this movie, and we're moving ahead at full steam to find another director." And of course, they got James Mangold to direct the film. In May 2011, Fox had a list of 8 candidates to replace him. A couple of the directors like Doug Liman, Antonio Fring, Gavin O'Connor, James McGowan, and Gary Shore. And Sean Levy was even considered to direct it, but he would eventually direct Jackman as Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. What? Yeah, Sean Levy was that? Oh yeah, that was the same guy I think who made the Pink Panther, She Brother Does on Steve Martin, Big Fat Liar, Real Steel, which he worked with. Hugh Jackman stars in that movie too. The Internship, and I think he directed none of the museum movies, I believe. It was first by Jackman to direct. While filming Real Steel, but Levy declined because he wanted to do original films and knew that it would be Jackman's fifth time playing Wolverine. In June 2011, Fox entered negotiations with Mangold and said he planned to begin filming in October, that he would fight the Silver Samurai. In August 2011, The Vancouver Sun reported that filming would take place from November 2011 to March 2012. Canadian Motion Picture Park in British Columbia. Almost immediately, filming was postponed to spring 2012, so Jackman could work on Les Mirrors, I don't know, some other movie. And I'm sure he was getting into shape, working out a lot. At one point, Boorman rejected trying to work Rogue into the script, but he rejected being goofy and problematic. The February 2012, July 6, 26, 2013 release date was set. Filming was set to begin in August 2012 in Australia. Actors, I wrote a second on, I can't say, yeah, a lot of Japanese actors, they've been cast in their roles respectively. And Brian T. as a character in the movie. Jessica Biel will play Viper, but Jessica Biel bowed out. Jessica Biel did work with Marvel, though she was in Play Trinity, of course. Yeah, and she was alright in that movie. Bill said that Bill said her role in the film was not a done deal. Explaining, people keep talking about this. I don't know anything about it. It's a little bit too soon for that kind of announcement. 2 days later, between Bill and Mr. Fox have broken down. Later in July, Fox have begun to talk with someone to take over the role. I can't say the name right, I'm sorry. The movie features four female lead roles. Mango knows that he raises heroines so that they all have missions, they have jobs, to be the object of the affection, instead of avoiding the worn-out troop of the woman in jeopardy. Chapman and Mango were hoping to make the film rated R, but the studio rejected it, which is stupid. That's one of my problems with this movie. It should have been rated R. In terms of character, Chapman views Wolverine as the ultimate outsider. The great battle I always thought Wolverine is the battle with himself. Logan struggled with extreme. Jackman said he realizes everyone he loves dies, and his whole life is full of pain. It's better that he just escapes. He can't die really. He just wants to get away from everything. Jackman said that he had 6 deals and with preparation for the role. He ate 6 meals a day in preparation for the role, and for exercising and working out. Jackman contacted Dwayne Johnson for some tips on bulking up for the film. That he gained a pound a week by eating 6,000 calories a day for 6 months, which consisted of an awful lot of chicken, steak, and brown rice. In August 2012, Guillermo del Toro revealed that he had been interested in directing the film, which it would have been rated R, because he directed Blade 2, and of course, Del Toro directed the Hellboy movies. Now, those movies aren't rated R, but they're still really good. You know, Hellboy 2, Going On is my favorite Hellboy movie. Yeah, yeah. And he made Blade 2, which was rated R. That's an underrated sequel, in my opinion. After meeting with Jim Flusco and Jackman, Toro passed, decided he did not wish to spend 3 years of his life working on the movie. Filming. Crew of the Wolverine working on the film set in Sydney. Production budget of the film was $120 million. Shot began on July 30th, 2012. Shirley Donner had to be absent, though, post-production due to her breast cancer, with the treatment ending just before post-production begun. Filming there ended on August 2nd, 2012. They continued in Sydney. Mego said the production moved to Tokyo and began shooting. Mango revealed the film follows the events of X-Men Last Stand. Of X-Men The Last Stand. I call it The Last Stand. Yeah, I'll call it The Last Stand of shit, because that's what that movie was. As I don't like that movie either. But of course they do have Jane Grey here. So it's more of a kind of a sequel what happened after the X-Men Last Stand, which I like. I don't like that movie, but it makes sense. And for post-production, they had animation pass and our CGI for the samurai in the movie. That's in the climax of the movie. In October 2012, it's reported that the Wolverine will be converted to 3D, making it the first 3D. Really, again, I don't like 3D. I didn't see it in 3D, by the way, but I did see it with my dad and his friend who sadly passed away last year, and with his son, we saw the movie theaters. In order to recreate the atomic bombing, they studied natural such as volcanoes instead of relying on footage. Some blasts, they had makeup effects. For a fight scene taking place on the bullets being bullet train, the actors and stunt performers, they filmed on wires a set piece surrounded by green screen. Of course, it's 2013, so there's going to be CGI in here. The Silver Samurai, rendered by Weta Digital, was based on a model that had been 3D printed. Stunt performer Chang Ranga, wearing a motion picture suit, stood on sleds while filming as a Silver Samurai. Yeah. And now for the marketing of the movie, well, you have the trailer, you probably have TV spots for the film. You have the picture of Wolverine, like it's in the Japan style picture with, the whole thing with his claws doing this. Yeah. And, poster like this for the film. So if you can't see that well. But yeah, I remember the trailers and stuff. And Hugh Jackman promoted the film at the 2013 San Diego Comic Con. but they would show you the trailer. Yeah. It did get a sequel in 2017, Logan, and that film was thankfully rated R. Logan is definitely my favorite Wolverine movie. I guess it seems like it got better reviews though. He praised Chapman. Yeah, Richard Roeper praised Chapman's performance as a strong, solid entertainment. A serious, sometimes dark and delivery paced story. Roger Ebert, Christy Lemmer, who writing for the book of Roger Ebert, said, "It's some breathtaking, suspenseful action sequences, production, costume design, and colorful characters, some of whom more powerful than others." Following the release of the Wolverine, Fox had began negotiations with both Chapman and Mango to return for another Wolverine movie. Mango was scheduled to write this treatment with Lawrence Giordano return to produce. In retrospective reviews, some film critics stated that Wolverine is the most underrated superhero movie of all time. While also noticing that its later influence and similarities with Logan, which I would say Logan is better. I definitely say this movie is underrated. Yeah, yeah. I think it was didn't win. I don't think it won the Academy Awards, which is fine with me. But I do agree with the movie being underrated. You know, they do have an unrated extended cut of the film referred to as the Unleashed Extended Edition, which I haven't seen. There's more blood, violence, and extended action scenes as well as additional footage. I gotta see that definitely. And like I said, Logan came out in March 2017, and that was really a better movie. But for the cast of the movie, you have Hugh Jackman as Logan, aka Wolverine. He's a man whose healing abilities and anti claws, combine to make him immortal, basically. Yeah, Wolverine can also, like the wolf, he can smell when there's trouble as well. The healing, like if you cut Wolverine or stab him, he's gonna get better from it. He'll just walk away without a scratch. But Hugh Jackman, uh, of course, would go play Wolverine again. He played it. He's been playing Wolverine since the first X movie in 2000, X2, and X-Men 3, but not First Class. He just had a cameo in that, and there's a cameo in Apocalypse and Days of Future Past. I'm sure he's in the Road Cut as well. Of course, he's in the Road Cut and Logan, and of course Deadpool and Wolverine, which I have not watched yet. Yeah. Tomoko Amno as Miracle, Yashi's granddaughter, whose life becomes threatened with her grandfather's will. Very beautiful Japanese actress though, and model. Yeah. Oh, she also played Mercy Graves in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Mercy Graves is the Yeah, but I think her character dies in that movie if I remember. Just Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mercy Graves is the one like the she's like the bodyguard of Lex Luthor. Ridley Fishman as Yokio, a mutant whose ability is one of the deadliest assassins in Yoshi's clan. She can also foresee someone's death and is very good with a sword. She was in Ghost in the Shell. Let's see. Oh, that was starring Scarlett Johansson. And Hagana's son as Shinga, Yoshi's son. I can't say the actor's name right. Maybe I've seen him in some movies. Let's see. He did Speed Racer 2008. I don't remember. He was in Avengers Endgame? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, he played a character in that. And he was in John Wick Chapter 4 and Bullet Train. He was in Rush Hour 3. Okay, Kenji. Yeah, I remember him as Kenji. He was like Jackie Chan's a brother in that movie. Yeah, yeah. Zabadi Snarko as Viper. I can't say the actress's name right. Uh, was not a fan of this actress. I don't think I've seen her in any other movies. And Brian T. is Noble, a current Minister of Justice who is engaged to Mariko. Oh, okay. He was Drift King, and the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Underrated movie. I like that film. I remember him in that movie. I was like, wow. He was completely different in this film, a little older looking. Hogney Yoski Yosity, Sheen's father, Marco's grandfather. Can't say the actor's name right. He was in Push, The Rage, Zoolander 2. William Lee is Hudra. I can't say the names right. I'm sorry. He was in Red Dawn, the remake, and the Topher remake, which again, yeah, those movies suck. He was in San Andreas as well with The Rock. I like that movie. And Fake Image Man comes back to Jean Grey. She has some parts in the movie, but kind of like Logan having dreams of her, so and of course this takes place after X Men Last Stand. Spoiler alert: Jean, Logan stabbed her, killed her in that movie because he's haunted by that. You have archived footage of Lily Collins from X Men vs Wolverine, and you also have Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen as the roles as Charles Xavier and Professor X and later Lyncher and Magneto. And Holly Berry appears as Storm and on the Still Imagine from X Men Last Stand. The film is directed by James McGlone. Let's see. He directed he directed Walk the Line. That's a good movie. And he directed Logan as well in 2017. Okay, I didn't know that. He co-wrote Indiana Jones Down Destiny, which is a film I'm not really interested in seeing, but that's just me. 310 to Yuma. Identity? Oh, yeah. Oh, Amanda P was in that. Yeah, okay. John Cusack, late Ray Liotta was in that. Alfred Molina. I remember Identity was a pretty good mystery thriller movie. Yeah. The screenplay is by Mark Bloomback. Can't say his name right. Sorry. But he's done script. He did the script for Live Free or Die Hard, the Die Hard 4. Oops, sorry. Unstoppable from 2010. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes by Matt Reeves. Yeah. And War for the Planet of the Apes came out in 2017. And Scott Frank, who done from like Plainclothes, Little Man, Get Shorty, Minority Report. I think that was written by Steven Spielberg. Starred Tom Cruise, Fly the Phoenix, underrated movie. Marley and Me, and Logan, based on Wolverine by Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. Produced by Laura Chandler, who, like I said, she's the wife of the late Richard Donner. I think she produced like films like she produced Free Willy 1 and 2, Free Willy 2: The Adventure Home. You've Got Mail, Any Given Sunday, X-Men X2, Constantine, X-Men Last Stand. She produced that, and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and First Class. And after the Wolverine, she did produce X-Men Days of Future Past. Sorry, Days of Future Past, Deadpool 2, Deadpool 1 and 2, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix, and the New Mutants, and Free Willy. And for TV, as a producer on films like Assassin, starring Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas, Free Willy 3, The Rescue, Just Married, Semi Pro, and Free Willy, the 1994 TV anime series. I never knew Free Willy had one, but anyway. It's cinematography by Russ Umring. It's edited by Michael McGusker. He's done editing on films like Walk the Line. Again, that stars Joaquin Phoenix as playing the role of Johnny Cash, and this June Carter was played by Reese Witherspoon. That's a great movie. 310 to Yuma, and The Amazing Spider-Man, the first Amazing Spider-Man, not the sequel, and Deadpool 2 and 13 Hours Secret of Manganzi. Okay. And music is by Marco Pinto, who did the music for Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, Live Free Die Hard World War Z. Yeah, okay, well, wait a minute. Oh, okay, he did the music for Scream, the original Scream, and Scream 2, and Halloween H2O 20 years later. The Facility, which I think it's like a horror movie, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I need to check it out. But anyway, he did it for The Crow Salvation, which is the third Crow movie. Scream 3, Joyride, starring the late Paul Walker and Steve Zahn, and Blade 2. He did the musical for that. Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, I, Robot, Hellboy, another superhero movie. Excess State of the Union, Red Eye, which is a really good Wes Craven movie, underrated film. TMT from 2007, Repo Man, Jonah Hex from 2010, awful movie. Scream 4, The Wolverine. But I do enjoy his score for the Scream movies. Yeah. Gemini Man, that's with Will Smith. Yeah. And from the world of John Wick. Okay, I guess that's a spinoff or whatever. Silent Night. That's all, Joe Kinnaman. Yeah. Production company is 20th Century Fox, Marvel Entertainment, Dollars Company. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. It was released July 26th in the United States. Here in the US, July 26th, 2013. It's 126 minutes long, about 2 hours and 6 minutes long. And the budget was 100 million and 132 million dollars. Box office made 414.8 million dollars worldwide. Yeah, I guess it took a while to make this movie, mainly because of how bad X Men vs. Wolverine was. But anyway, what the plot of this movie, the story of the Wolverine is, was it my computer? Or around 20. Oh, I'm gonna talk about the plot synopsis. So what the story of the Wolverine is about is that Logan Wolverine, this takes place. Screw X Men vs. Wolverine. We're just gonna focus on, even though I like Last Stand. Let's just say this takes place after X Men Last Stand. A couple years after that, uh, let's see, does this film have to say how many years? Okay. Anyway, the story takes after X Men Last Stand. After, like I said, there'll be spoilers in this few. Spoiler right now is that after Jean Grey became the Phoenix, she was killing people at the end of X Men Last Stand, and he said, Jean, I love you, and he stabbed and killed her. And after that, he feels a lot of guilt in this movie. And Wolverine, a lot of people that he's loved, his loved ones have died, and he keep on living, and he feels a lot of guilt, and he feels a lot of, you know, like guilty. He's guilty. He's angry, so he doesn't want to deal with being a hero anymore. He quits just being the Wolverine. He's hiding. Just living his life as normal. Just growing a beard, long beard, hair and stuff. You know, doesn't want to be the Wolverine anymore. Just doesn't want to do anything anymore. Just lives with guilt. But he gets lured to Japan because apparently in World War II he saved a Japanese man who was going to kill himself, but Logan saved him. This explosion was going to happen, but he saved him. Wolverine is pushed back to his physical and emotional break when he's forced to go on the run with the Industrial's daughter, Marco, who is going to be in charge of her grandfather's company. And these people want to kill her. Some people want to attack her or kidnap her. And Logan has to become Wolverine once again. He has to save her, and he has to save her life. He's trying to rediscover the hero within himself. He must grapple with the powerful foes and the ghosts of his own haunted past, and he must again fully realize that his future, that he is the Wolverine, and he's gotta save the day and stop this samurai, and and that's the story of it. So it's just like him just Japan, just rediscovering himself as the hero Wolverine. So yeah, and it was a really good story. It's a good film. Like I said, it has problems, but I'll get more into that later. But it's a good film. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's great. Some people hate it. I can see why, but me personally, I did not hate the film. But that's just me. Yeah, yeah. And he's also got to deal with being weak. As like I said, Wolverine is invulnerable. You can stab and shoot him, and he'll be fine. But he becomes invulnerable in this movie, and when somebody shoots him, he's like, he can feel the pain, and he'll even dies from it as well, just like a normal man. He's vulnerable for the first time, pushed back to physical and emotional limits. He confronts Lethal Samurai still, but his inner struggle against his own immortality, emerging more powerful than we've ever seen him. But anyway, talk about the movie itself. The film opens up Wolverine in Japan. It's probably like the 1940s, I would say. Yeah. and this explosion is going to happen. Japan, World War II is going to end. The explosion is going to happen. Wolverine's hiding in the cave, and he's trying to hide, and he's got his. At the time, he just has his bone claws, and some guy sees him, and there's some Japanese guy and says, "Hey, you get out of there! Get out of there! It's better safe in here." And these Japanese generals tell me, "Come here, come here!" And since they're gonna die anyway, they take their swords and stab themselves. The guy's gonna kid. He's like young kid, gonna do it to himself. Wolverine stops him, and says, "Come on, let's go." Uh, yeah, this is where you see this is where the film starts off. They run in there, and this big explosion happens. Wolverine grabs like like some kind of shield, kind of like of a car door, protects the guy, gets himself out and gets attacked and sees Wolverine all bloody up. Wolverine gets held all up, and I'll just go into you now. The guy, tells Wolverine, Logan, thank you, Logan, and tries to give him a samurai sword for for honor, for respect. But after that, the Japanese kid he becomes like really obsessed with Logan over the years, as you find out later on in the movie. But anyway, we get to present day. It's been 7 years after he killed Jean Grey and he left the X Men. So he retreats to the native wilderness to live as a hermit, and that's what Logan looks like. Yeah, he dreams. He has nightmares every night. Every time he dreams, he dreams of Jean just being with her, saying he loves her. He's like, you can't help but killing me. You can't. I was like, leave Jean. And then he has these nightmares, and it haunts him. He feels he's really starts off in the movie as like a tortured soul who feels a lot of guilt for killing Jean. That bombing was in 1945. Yep, and it was Yelashe. Yeah, Yelashe. But anyway, in this movie, you have this bear. Sometimes the CGI in this movie is not very good. To this bear looks fake. Come on, if you've seen a movie called The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Baldwin, at least that bear was Bart the bear was practical. You know, yeah, yeah. But anyway, he's Logan's just doing shopping. He sees these guys hunting, and they have guns, and Logan a little suspicious about them as they got their arrows. He's just walking in town, just buying some stuff. He's like, "You a hunter?" Like, I used to be. And Logan is sleeping at night in his camp. Here's the bear crying like, "Please don't make me do this," and he has to kill the bear because it was poison. He knows who did it. He comes to the man at the bar. He's like this. He's like, the bear is like, "Yeah, I'd like to buy this man a drink." And Wolverine stabs him with the in his hand with the arrow. He's like, "Ask me where I got it. Ask me where I got it." He's like, "Where'd you get it?" He's like, "Yeah, funny you should ask. I pulled it from the bear that you shot the arrow with, and you can put out the poor bear of his misery, and you're gonna pay for that, you know." And you have this woman watching him. That's the Yokio character. And I like this character, Yokio. Yeah, and Wolverine stabs him, but and hurts his hand more. And the guy gets the glass, breaks the glass and stabs Wolverine in the face. Wolverine just takes the glass off, like, "You shouldn't have done that, pal." Pulls his knife sword. Wolverine gets ready to pulls out his knives, his claws. He's like, "Sorry, Gene," because he made a vow never to kill again. But he's gonna kill this guy until Yoshi stops him. He's like, "Calm down. I can predict these men's death. They're gonna die very soon." And she hits the guy with a sword. This is a badass thing with a sword, where she cuts off a guy's chair. She puts sword back, Japanese sword back, and the other falls off his chair. One guy's cup falls, and they just leave. He's like, "What do you want?" He's like, and she tells him that I've been tracking you for a year. It's an honor to meet the Wolverine. He's like, "That's not who I am anymore." And he's like, "Well, my master Yoshi, you saved him in 1945. He's dying, and he wants you to come to Japan to thank you." And he's like, "I'm not going to Japan." But then Wolverine, changes Logan changes him and said, "All right, I'll go to Japan, but just for one day. Then you bring me back home." Yeah. But they get on the plane. He's like, "You can predict people down." It's like, "I can foresee it. Yes." Got down this plane. He's like, "Not this plane." And he sees Margil, you know, just he's talking to her father, who is Joshi, who's now an old man, preparing to die, pass away. And then you have the Viper woman, which we don't know yet, but she's like the doctor watching him that he hired, and he's dying of cancer. And well, Yoshida is. Sorry, if I cannot say the character's name right, forgive me. I just can't. It's just difficult for me to say. But anyway, they the Japanese ladies they give Wolverine a bath. Like I say, because with them being a buffed episode, they said he sees Marvel was like, and yeah, it is annoying to read subtitles in theaters. It is annoying, but these ladies give him a bath, and of course, Hugh Jackman is. You do see yours rear end. I'm like, okay, well, I guess the ladies like seeing him naked, but anyway, you just see Barrett, just a bit of his rear end. They give him his bath. He's like, I feel violated. He's like, what? And then he looks like the movie the rest of like this, and he comes to Yoshida, which is like, hello, Logan, it's nice to see you again. Thank you for saving me. He's like, you know, I want to offer you something in return, a favor. He's like, I thought I was just here. You just wanted to say goodbye and thank me, and that's it. He's like, no, Logan. I'm gonna take your mentality. He's like, you can't. We can. He's like, what they did to me can't be. And I was like, the Yakuza group, we can do anything. We can take it from you. You can make immortal. You can you can start a family, ordinary normal life, die a normal man. Because why keep living while everybody else dies around you when you can have this immortality? And Logan's like refusing. It's like Logan's like, you don't want what I got. Trust me. Logan walks away, and he's like, okay. Viper's like, walk away, go away. Logan dreams of Jean. Uh, Viper, she injects him with a robotic. Her character, the Viper character. Like I said, I didn't care about this actress that much in this movie. The Viper actress there, she like gives Logan a poison ivy kiss, and it makes him vulnerable. He's like, oh. Then Logan wakes up, ready to fight. Because anytime he has a bad dream, his claws come out. Well, he pulls his claws out, and then they sees what's going on. They also have a scene where Marco tries to kill herself, and Logan saves her. She's like, "Don't touch me." He's like, "I'm sorry, just helping you." But she was arguing with her father, who does not like Wolverine at all, Logan at all. Um, they get prepared for the funeral. Logan has to bow for respect, and Yoshi's son says, "My father just loved your gun. He was obsessed with you. Why don't you go back where you belong, back to your caveman?" Uh, Logan just ignores that. He's like, "Anybody else you want me to meet?" They start the funeral. Then you have these Yoke assassins coming, and Wolverine prepares to fight them. And one guy just has a gun and shoots Logan, and shoots the shotgun, and he feels that he's able to fight. But then you have Markio, this guy she knew, who she was, I guess, in love with or whatever, or was a friend. Was like part of the Yoga assassins. She gets help from Kendra Hudger, who is skilled. He's the archer, and he still loves her, so he tries to protect Markio. And he also helps Logan from Logan nearly gets killed, but he saves him. Logan does get shot multiple times, and he finds that he's not healing quickly as before. But he gets Marco to safety. He fights these guys off eventually, and they go to the bullet train. He's like, "Wow, this is a cool bullet train." He tells Logan, leave. I can handle myself. Go get doctor. Go get help. Bye. And Logan's like, "I'm not going anywhere." He's like, "Look, princess, you can't ignore that shit's happening, and you just can't ignore it, but pretend it's not happening. You said, tell me what that I need your help. Why these Yogi assassins are after you?" But she puts the headphones on, ignore him. Wolverine just goes to the bathroom. He's bleeding. He's just like, It shows these men, and I hate to say it, but this editing of this fight scene is not very well shot. Some of the editing is poor editing here. I'm sorry to say that, but the train scene can be really good though. When Logan's fighting men, I don't know if we can, I don't see the train scene here, but he's on the train. He's fighting these men. He's putting his claws on the top of the train. Like jumping. This guy tries to fight Wolverine. Wolverine like stabs him. He stabs Wolverine, but they would just move around all the time. Of course, these guys have swords too, but they have to jump in. But Wolverine can just use his claws, stabs one guy, and one guy's gonna jump in, and Wolverine like jumps and stabs him and gets him off the train. Goes to Marco, say we gotta go. They go to this hotel. It's like this is like a hotel for couples. I'm like, and Logan's about to pass out. He sees Jane. She's like, "Why are you helping her? Well, they were trying to kill her." He's like, "Well, you had to be the good guy. You just couldn't help because you're Logan." Logan passes out. She takes him to the doctor. They heal him up. He wakes up like in the vet, And he almost thinks the guy was like, "Oh," he's like, "Well, you got him a couple times." So Wolverine, if he's having a bad dream, his you know thoughts can go a little crazy. And he's like, "I think that Viper lady, she did this to me." Viper goes to talk to Yoshi's Marco's ex-boyfriend, the archer, making a deal that they're gonna help each other out, and he'll find Marco, you know. And she's like, "Just get it done and find them before the Yoki assassins do." Logan and Marco then they go hide in Yoshi's house down south. They do start to Logan at first, actually not gonna lie, I said the actress is very beautiful. Logan starts to fall for her. She'll fall for him back too. They talk. Logan has a flashback of meeting her grandfather. They just talk about she's like, "Well, who's Gene? You were talking in your sleep." Logan helps out with the tree or whatever. They talk more. They get wet, and they share a kiss. They sleep together. You know, Logan has a nightmare. Like it's like you can't protect her, Logan, and the samurai gonna attack him. Logan, and that samurai looks pretty creepy in that dream. He wakes up. He's like, and she, comforts Logan, saying it's okay, calms him down, and he tells her, Jean is a woman I love, but I had to kill her. I had no choice. But Yokio then has a vision of Logan dying with blood everywhere, and his heart and hand not beating. So she goes to warn him. She's like, Logan, I'm sorry about that. Markio gets captured by the Yokusa. You know, uh, Logan chases him. One of them shoots him, Logan in the leg, but Logan still keeps on. First guy throws him. He's like, where are they taking her? Where are they sending her? I was like, you freaking bastard, where are they sending Logan? Stabs him, but again, it's off screen, so you don't see no blood. You see a little blood here and there in this film. I'm sure that I need to check out the unrated version definitely. But she is captured, and so um, Yukio shows up, tells Logan about her parents. She wants them die. Sorry for her that she had a bad past, and you do feel sorry for this character. She's a badass, but she has a good heart, and with her abilities, not very good. She can't. The only thing if future sees a person's death, and maybe that kind of tortures her a little bit. But anyway, they go to Marco's fiance, who is actually the one to. It's real that He hired. He's the chief of justice. He hired them to kidnap her. And Logan asks him why. And Logan's like, "You piece of shit." And Logan throws him into the pool. Throws him throws him out of the building. Out of the condo. But he just lands in the pool. He's like, "Did you know there's a pool?" Like, "Pool down there?" I didn't. But Margot taken to her father Shin at the Yushi Corporation's headquarters. It's revealed that her grandfather Yushi had left her the that she told Wolverine that Logan that he was going to give her the business, and that her father's Shing he's planning to kill her, to murder his own daughter. Kenshin comes to save her with the Ninja Black Clan, Champ Clan, and Viper. They attack, they save her. He's like, "You're not going to kill your daughter today." And she was like, "What are you?" You know, he's like, "I'm poison," and she like poisons him. Logan and Yuki arrive at the corporation. He finds the parasite in his heart, so Logan has to take it out. All of a sudden, Shing, who's been poisoned, puts on a samurai stuff and grabs two swords, tries to kill Logan, but he's fighting with Yoki a bit. She's trying to protect him. Logan dies clinically in the process, but his healing ability kicks back in because he takes out the parasite. But Logan wakes back up. He's like, "Don't attack my friends." you know, he fights, and he like stabs Logan basically. They fight more, and Logan wins the fight by chopping Zoro off. He's like, I'm not gonna kill you. You try to kill your daughter. You live with that. And then he tries to, sees Logan, tries to Logan around step, and he stabs Logan, and Logan stabs him back, killing him. He's like, this, what kind of monster are you? He's like, the Wolverine. The Wolverine. Logan said, stabs and kills him. And he's like, you okay? He's like, yeah, your vision was wrong, and they go off to the research center where Yoshida was born, and Logan tries to go there. You know, he talks to Chan, to Kenjo. Kenjo's like, we're gonna help her. We the clan, we appreciate that, but we got her from here. You're no longer needed. And Logan basically tells him to go fuck himself. Really tells that to him. And so they attack. He fights with them a bit. They shoot these arrows into his like all over him. He's trying to run. He's trying to make it there. And Markio, who's like I said, falling for Logan, sees what they're doing. So he's like, no. And he shoots Logan with a one that's like a kind of viper one. Poison it, passes him out. He wakes up and then he's got scene where he's got Viper here talking to him, and he's like, and he asks her where is she, where's Markio, and Viper's like, she's not here, you're not gonna see her. He's like, you twisted unit, bitch, and she's like, the claws is what we need, and that's where you get the samurai sword. The samurai who comes to life is gonna cut it off. Samurai can turn it on fire, the sword can turn on fire. Yokio eventually comes in, defends Logan. She breaks in. They're going to extract his immortality and reveal her associate, the Silver Samurai. He has an antimanium sword that can change up to increase the cutting power, with able to cut through Wolverine's claws. Mago talks to her ex-boyfriend, to Kinjo. He's like, we'll be together. We can be together. She kisses him, but distracts him, so she stabs him. She manages to wreck the machine Logan is in. The Silver Samurai sword strikes. It breaks in and sets him free. Hero sees the errors of his ways, and he helps Wolverine and Yoko. And he shoots Viper with an arrow. Viper's not dead though. She just kind of like a plant. She kind of like regenerates or something. Kind of like cuts her body or whatever. Becomes ball headed. Yeah. Kinjo tries to fight the samurai. He's like, no, master, it's not this way. But stabs him, kills him. You do feel sorry for the guy. He thought he was just doing the right thing for his girlfriend. Thought he was helping Mariko, doing the right thing, but realizing he wasn't. His actions were wrong. And he tried to help out. Um, and Yukio, she kills Viper. You know, Pillows in the elevator shaft, gets a rope tied on her neck, and she gets hit with an object, and Viper dies. The samurai sword strikes back. Logan fights with the samurai. It does hit one of his knives off, but when he busy killing Kinjo, Logan grabs the sword. He's like, you know, samurai across two hands, and he fights it. The sword attacks more. It pushes Logan out the window, and you see a face come out of it when he steps ahead of the face of it's the face of Yashidi himself, who actually did not die. It's filmed to be Yoshida. He says, yes, Logan, it was me the whole time. Apparently, he was obsessed with Logan after that, and he wanted his powers, his immortality. He wanted immortality. He's willing to even kill his own granddaughter to do that, or murder people to do that. He almost extracts the whole thing from his body. It's just more, and he comes back being younger, and the CGI just looks really bad. But grabbing one of Wolverine's claws, Mark Yoshi, ghost knife. He's like, in Spanish, she's like, "You, Makio, I'm your grandfather's like, my grandfather's dead. I buried my grandfather." And she stabs him in the neck, killing him. Wolverine grabs him, just enough time to beat up and get that armor off of him. Just stabbing of him. And it's like this. You wanted me to come say goodbye to you? Well, sayonara. Throws him out the to the cliff, and he dies. His bone claws grow back, and he stabs him with it. Logan passes out. His hallucinations end up Jean, and he's like, "Logan, you ready? You're about to die here. Do you want to come live with me? You want to come?" You know. He's like, "No, Jean. I'm choosing not to. I'm staying." She's like, "Well, I'm all alone here. You put me here." He's like, "Well, Jean, even though he feels guilty for killing Jean, he had to, and because he said, well, Jean, you were killing people. You were hurting people, and she was using her power. She could have hurt a lot and killed a lot of people." So Logan, Wolverine had no choice but to stab and kill her. Didn't want to do it because if you remember in X Men Last Stand at the end of the climax, he did say, I love you," and Jean's like, accepts that, walks away, and before he sees it one more time, he's like, "I love you, Jean," and he really does, but he just had no choice, and that I think that brought him some peace, and that he had to move on, and Logan understood, doesn't feel guilty about him, or he just had to move on with his life and realize that hey, he had no choice but to kill her. He just had no choice. But then after that, at the end, uh, Logan prepares to leave Japan. Margaret becomes CEO of Yashida. Her and Logan say goodbye. They share a kiss. Even though Logan, I do think you're foolish. I would have stayed with her, but anyway. But anyway, that doesn't happen because he has to get back to being with Wolverine, doing some right things. And she gets on plane with you. He's like, "What are you doing?" Where are we going? I was like, "Well, let's just go anywhere." And then the movie ends there. Then you get a post-credit scene. Wolverine is at the airport 2 years, but 2 years later. Trask Industries. Then he gets confronted by Eric Lyncher, aka Ian McKellen, and aka Magneto. And he's about to attack him, but because you see the all the metal stuff moving around, so Wolverine can smell. He knows it's Magneto. He's gonna try to attack Magneto's like, shh, uses his power. Because again, he can, which I can think is usual. He can control the bone because even though it was bone claws, but anyway, I guess we can't. But we have to have Magneto in this movie, so I guess they can't kill him. But he's like, I need your help. Wolverine's like, why would I trust you, Magneto? Magneto's like, you wouldn't trust me. You wouldn't dare trust me. So with that said, Professor X pauses, freezes everybody. He found a way to put himself to another mind of another body, I guess, in X-Men Last Stand. Even though they saw him get evaporated in X-Men Last Stand, but I guess James McDonald, they wanted to reflect that and bring him back to life. He's like, Logan, you're not the only one with gifts. We need your help. There's some things in the future that's going to go down, and it leads to the next movie, X-Men Days of Future Past. Yeah, only one with gifts like he told Logan in the first movie. And then that's the end of the Wolverine credits for one. That's the end of the film. So, before I get my final opinion on it, let me read some quotes real quick. We're 53 minutes in. Oh, look. How did you know there's a quote down there? I didn't. What do you want? There are dark forces, Wolverine. Human forces building a weapon that could bring about the end of our kind. What do I want? I want your help. Why would I trust you? You wouldn't. Hello, Logan. How is this possible? As you told me a long time ago, you're not the only one with gifts. What? You look nice. I feel violated. I'm gonna get her. We're grateful for your protection of Marco, but there is one more sacrifice you must make for her family. Go fuck yourself, pretty boy. This is Miskio from our hotel and her grandson, Hotusha. He's a doctor, and a matter of speaking, yes. He's a veterinary student. Large animal, thanks. Ooh, you may have cracked a monster toys while he's stitching you. As Logan says, thank you. She says, ooh, what kind of monster are you? The Wolverine. You're a soldier and you seek what all soldiers do. And what's that? Honorable death and into your pain. Who says I'm in pain? A man who has nightmares every night of his life is in pain. So you decided what? Margot says we'll go where we want. Just say where. What are you doing? I'm your bodyguard, so we do go. So where do you want to go? Let's just start with up, and then we'll see. Interesting. Call me a fashion, but I thought being engaged meant you were done with this kind of bullshit. I'm the Minister of Justice. Do you have any idea what I could do to you? Really, you're gonna try and talk enough standing there in your red underwear? You have 10 words. 10 words explain to me why you, the Mister Justice, would want your fans to kill by the yoga stuff. And if I don't like what you say, you're going through that window. You don't have to defend this idea of what's going on. How many words was that? Nine. Nine. We have no one. Nine one left. All right, guys. Well, I don't sit here and read too many quotes all day. So let me get my final opinions. I'm not gonna read every quote. You know the lines in the movie. You've seen the film. I just do that for fun to read it sometimes. But anyway, get my final opinion Wolverine. Like I said, I love this movie. It's a good film. It's a great movie. Forget my problems though. I do like the story of Wolverine going to Japan. I like that. Once again, Hugh Jackman does a great job. Unlike X-Men Wolverine, that film has awful CGI. This movie is bad CGI too, but I don't think it's as awful. And it's not. It is definitely an improvement over X-Men Wolverine. It's better, but there is still some improvement needed. It is a bit of an improvement. I'm glad they made a director's cut. But anyway, before I get to all that, though, I think the film has a good story. I like seeing that Logan has struggled. I like that it takes place after X Men Last Stand, which kind of makes sense, though, because I'm glad they avoided X Men vs. Wolverine and that awful movie. I'm glad they ignored it. I'm sure James Gunn said, no, we need to avoid that shit. They may not have been allowed to make the film rated R, but at least I'm glad they avoided X Men vs. Wolverine. I'm happy about that. X Men Last Stand, even though I hate that movie, I do like that it takes place that he feels guilty for killing her, and Logan's got to rediscover the hero within himself and become the Wolverine again, and that's cool. See, he's depressed, he's living like a hermit, he's feeling guilty, and he right in the movie he learns to forgive himself and realize that the Wolverine who he is, he's always the good guy. I would say good slash bad guy kind of in a way with a bad, because Wolverine does have a bad attitude. He's an anti-hero, but he's always there to help when needed. He does the right thing, but he's an anti-hero. Wolverine does kill. He's not all sunshine and roses. He's more serious than Deadpool, but he will kill. Yeah, with his claws he will stab you. You know, but I like the cast. I thought the cast is pretty good. James Mangold I thought did a good job directing. I like the story. I like how the samurai spoiler alert. They say Yoshi was the villain at the end, which made more sense. Seeing how Ceci was, I like that. I thought that was pretty good. I like the fight with the samurai. Some of the action scenes are pretty good in this movie. They're better than X Men vs. Wolverine, where that was bad CGI. But some of the editing here is poorly done, I think. But I do like the direction. I think everyone did a good job directing. And the screenplay by Mark Plumback and Scott Frank did a good job directing. I like the Florida Sorrentino did good producing it. Cinematography, I like the way Japan looks in this movie. They made Japan look nice. The editing, some of it's poorly done, I think, in some scenes. But I do like the train scene, when he jumps up and stabs a guy, and they're pulling to it. That was an intense moment to watch. Oh, when Logan gets shot, that's intense. I like how vulnerable he is, and yeah. And the music score was fine. I don't really remember too much about it. Marco Valento did the music score. I love his music screen, but I wouldn't say the music score is totally memorable. It's good though. Uh, it's 2 hours 6 minutes long. I thought it went by at a fast pace. I thought the pacing was actually pretty good for this movie. It didn't feel over 2 hours and 45 minutes long. You don't need it to be that. You don't need it. It didn't need to be 3 hours long. It's 2 hours 6 minutes long. 126 minutes. It doesn't feel like it. I thought it went by at a pretty good pace, in my opinion. It's very entertaining to watch. It's got a good cast, good directing and writing. None of my problems. Like I said, this film should have been rated R. I know you got it on radio, but this film should be rated R. But the studio said no. I'm like, the studio does not have the right to say that. I don't care. They should have fought more for that. I think, in my opinion, they should have. But these studios do not understand certain characters. Wolverine is an anti-hero. You have to make him rated R. It's like making Blade or Deadpool PG-13. You can't PG-13 these characters. And Wolverine included. Wolverine, yes, he's a different character than Deadpool and Blade. Just Blade is a vampire, but Blade is rated R. The first two Blade movies are rated R. So was the third one, but the third one sucks because that's boring. You know, it was essentially he's bored out of his mind in that movie. But anyway, David Scory did a shitty job directing that film. But anyway, as I'm baffling on, but like I said, Deadpool 1 and 2, those were successful. Deadpool Wolverine. Why do you think you got Deadpool Wolverine? Why do you think we got Deadpool 2? Because the first movie, Deadpool was successful. You know. But I think the studio said, no, we make it right. They rejected it, and they shouldn't have done that. They should have fought for it more. Again, that's why I respect Ryan Reynolds a lot because he fought for Deadpool to be rated R because you have to make it rated R. Makes sense. They should have fought more on that, in my opinion. But yeah, maybe the studios are no, because I think like the time a year before you had the Avengers that came out, you had the Dark Knight Rises, and like I said, the Dark Knight from 2008. These films, especially the year before the Avengers and Dark Knight Rises, they both made billions of $1 billion at the box office. So the studio's probably thinking, no, let's keep PG-13 so we can get more of an audience. And the movie made money, guarantee it did make money on its budget. Yeah, and it got pissed reviews from critics for praise of the action. Towards the climax of the film was fine. Uh, but I didn't. Okay, but the film should have been PG-13. It cuts away from the action. From you do get a little blood here and there, but not much. The film cuts away from it, and you don't need to do that in a Wolverine movie. You need to have the film rated R because, like I said, he's an anti-hero. It needs to be rated R. Yeah. But like I said, the studio probably did because oh, well, the Avengers made money because in their minds PG-13. It gets more people. It gets more people to come in the theater. Probably thinking that it'll make more money because of that, but that's not true. Don't play to that audience. The Avengers is a good reach PG-13. Dark Knight Rises. Okay, yeah, fine. But even though I think Batman could be a rated R movie, that'd be awesome. If we get the when we get the Batman Part Two, I know it's been delayed to what 2027, 2026, whatever. I wish they would make that film rated R. Please do. I want a rated R Batman movie. That'd be cool. But then people will complain if Batman kills. People bitch about that. But anyway, but Wolverine can't do it in this movie. Well, he does, but we don't see it very much. They cut away from the action, and I didn't like the Viper character. I didn't like this Viper actress at all. Listen, January Jones, she's gorgeous, a beautiful woman, very good actress. She's good in X-Men First Class, but she was just there to look good, and that's it. And then for the whole movie, she's in jail, and then you don't see her to the end of the climax when, Eric says, join me, I'm Magneto, whatever, something like that. But Viper, I didn't care about her. She's basically a rip off of Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy in a way. She just, yeah, there's a few scenes where, some guy walks up to her, she like poison kisses him, and one guy tries to attack her, she like distracts him, grabs him, like licks him or whatever, poisons him. So, and her dialogue I thought was awful. I didn't care about this actress who played her. Yeah, and her little fight at the end, you know, was alright. I mean, the samurai sword, the CGI did not look very good. I didn't mind the samurai sword, but honestly, Scooby Doo and the samurai sword that had better special effects of animation in there, in my opinion, than this movie. Yeah, the climax was pretty weak. Yeah, action scenes were fine, but it did feel rushed. That you could have had more of a fight and more blood and gore in there. I wish more for that. And and when you see Yoshi's face, he's becoming younger, his young self. It's really awful CGI. Some of the CGI is not very good here, but the claws are good in effects, special effects. Yeah, they were terrible looking, and this one was Wolverine. You know, it's like this film was trying to have blood in it, but they because of the PG-13 rating, it kind of hides it a little bit. There are scenes where you could add more blood and gore in it, but the film holds back on that, and I wish it didn't. I didn't like the Viper character. You know, did not care for her character at all. She was very bland and forgettable. She was just poison ivy, and that was it. For me, there was nothing special about her character. She was just there to be poison ivy and help the Anti-Man Claus. No reason for her character to be in this movie. And I wanted to wish a better fight for the samurai at the end of the climax. Climax could have been better done. But that's all the problems. Other than that, though, I do love Hugh Jackman in the role. He's good. I like the storyline with him trying to, to feel guilt and he has to forgive himself and become and rediscover the hero within himself and become the Wolverine, realizing that is who he is. He realized that he killed Jean for a good reason because she was killing people. He had no choice. I do like the plan on that, but the film should have focused on being rated R2, a little more blood and gore in there, and a little story with more of the villain. You know, I like that as a bit of a mystery going on, and I like that. That worked for me. The film didn't bore me. The editing, like I said, can be poorly done. Some of the action scenes are good, but it's like they really are trying to hide the blood. They're trying to do their best, like the studio, like they're taking that away. That's my only gripe with the movie. Those are my issues with the movie. Despite that, though, it's still an entertaining movie. It's not a great movie, but it is a good movie, and I'd recommend it. But I would say Logan is a lot better, despite the annoying daughter, who speaks gibberish, who can't understand what the heck she's saying. But Logan was an awesome movie, and a sad ending too. Logan was a good film. That was a lot bloodier and stuff. Well, we wanted I guess because thankfully, thank God for Deadpool though. A couple years later after this, they probably say, let's come out with a Logan movie, Wolverine movie, which called Logan, and they made it rated R, because probably because like studio came to their senses. Yeah, but anyway, the Wolverine, good X Men movie. Well, good Wolverine movie. Excuse me. Definitely good sixth installment. A lot better than X Men vs Wolverine and X Men First Class in my opinion. Number one because I like Hugh Jackman more as an actor than James McCoy and Michael Fassbender. He's better, and I like him in X Men vs. X Men vs. Just bored me to death. It was just awful. Oh, especially what they did with Deadpool and making Sabretooth his brother. This movie completely avoids that. It is not a sequel. It's a standalone movie. It's more of a sequel to X Men Last Stand, if you ask me. You know, yeah, not Origins Wolverine. It's like this film just erases that, and that's one thing I'll give it credit for. At least it erases that piece of shit. Anyway, guys, the Wolverine. Love this movie. So, guys, my rating for the Wolverine, I'm gonna give this film 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up for the Wolverine. So, guys, in the comments down below, tell me what do you think of the Wolverine in your opinion. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I know some people hate it. That's fine. In my opinion, I would say this film was underrated. Do you think it's underrated? Have you seen the unrated cut? Is the unrated cut better? And does show more blood? That's cool, but do you agree with me that the film should have been rated R and that could be improved? And what's your favorite Wolverine film in the Wolverine trilogy? Mine is Logan. Yeah, which I will get to, but when we get into the year of 2017, so it'll be a while. But anyway, that's my review of the Wolverine. Revisit review of the Wolverine. And stay tuned next time. I got 3 more 2013 reviews. And starting with the DC Universe animated original movie that is Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. Yes, really enjoyed this movie. This one will be next. So Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. This will be next. So Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. That'll be next. Kind of like a movie basically about the Flash. Yeah. And better done than the Flash from 2023, if you ask me. But anyway, the Wolverine, good movie. Right for the film once again is 4 to 5 stars. Guys, tell me what do you think of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine? What do you think of this movie in your opinion? What is your favorite X Men movie? Mine is X2 X Men. Now, what is your favorite Wolverine movie? Mine is Logan. And my least favorite is Origins Wolverine, which I'm sure many of you, which your least favorite Wolverine movie. I'm sure I'm going to agree with me. It's more Wolverine. But if you don't, that's fine. But anyway, guys, tell me in the comments down below what you think of the Wolverine in your opinion. This underrated movie in your opinion. Despite the problems, though, it's still an entertaining movie in my opinion. And stay tuned for my next superhero review for tomorrow. That will be for Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. So stay tuned for this review, guys. I hope, yeah, stay tuned next for this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. And also, if you want to see me do more videos, to know there's a little bell on my channel. You just click the bell, it'll let you know when I upload videos. And please feel free to share my channel. I do appreciate it. Share my channel, tell your friends, your buddies at school, your buddies at work, your friends at work, family members. Appreciate it. Just share my channel. I appreciate the share. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.